Well, hidey-ho, Indie Warriors. Welcome to I Dream of Indie Games. Old Gamer Joe here. It's Monday, so that means it's time for all of the fresh and exciting indie releases. This time for the week of March 31st through April 4th, 2025. New month, baby. Here we go. April showers bring May flowers. I had a whole script for this show, but I threw the damn thing out because, I don't know, I just felt like chatting with y'all in real time. If you'd like to keep our mission of bringing independent content to you alive and well, consider supporting us at patreon.com/idreamofindiegames. I promise you there's no toxic gaming echo chamber there, but you do get great Discord access to an amazing indie gaming community, enjoy early ad-free shows, you get shoutouts in every single video we produce, early podcast access 3 days early, but best of all, you're supporting indie visibility. Okay, it's sponsor time because we gotta pay the bills around here. You know how that goes, folks, but then it's on to the indies. Alright, Indie Warriors, before we dive into this week's incredible lineup of releases, let's take a moment to give a massive shout out to our sponsor for this episode, DC Dark Legion. This epic new official DC game is ready for you to jump into right now on iOS, Google Play for mobile, and PC through the official website. With stellar voice performances from the legendary Roger Craig Smith, Batman in Arkham Origins, Mark Whitten, The Flash, and Jin Jan's Harley Quinn, just to name a few, these incredible portrayals of beloved characters only deepen the immersion. Written by Christos Gage and adapted from Scott Snyder's Dark Knight's Metal series, DC Dark Legion takes you on an unforgettable adventure through iconic DC locations, from the towering skyscrapers of Metropolis to the gritty streets of Arkham City, and even the mysterious depths of Atlantis. Every scene is brought to life with a stunning, high-quality comic book art style. The game boasts all the iconic DC superheroes and villains you'd expect. Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, the Joker, and more. At launch, over 50 characters are ready to jump into action, each featuring stunning visuals, dynamic animations, and jaw-dropping ultimate moves. And it gets even better. Over time, the roster will expand to include more than 200 legendary DC characters in total. But wait, what? That's right, the game is completely free to play. Nearly every champion can be unlocked right at launch, and it won't cost you a single penny. And here's the kicker, within just 1 month, you'll have access to over 350 hero polls, giving you the chance to unlock almost every champion. DC Dark Legion is easy to jump into with a sleek portrait mode and a clean UI. It's perfect for quick, rewarding gameplay, even while idle. The game blends RPG and simulation elements, letting you collect and train DC champions, customize your Batcave, and build shelters to rescue civilians. Plus, you're never alone. Connect with DC fans in the home base and dive into thrilling PvP battles against players from around the globe. It's a must-play for fans of strategy and superheroes alike. So go ahead and use our gift code in the description box below to grab yourself some extra resources and dive into DC Dark Legion today. Alright then, Indie Warriors, first on the docket is Sultan's Game. This looks to be a blend of resource management, various card mechanics, and it also mixes in some dark storytelling. Nice. Listed as one of the big inspirations for this title is 1001 Nights, which was apparently a collection of Middle Eastern folktales, though I'm not super familiar with them, to be honest. Anywho, in Sultan's Game, you'll play as a minister serving under said sultan, and drawing cards will help shape your fate. You'll gain allies, gather resources, and even have to make a few tough decisions along the way. You gotta love those moral dilemmas, huh? There are apparently going to be some pretty savage choices to make. God, I hate those sometimes. But also a bit of luck at play here too. This one looks weird enough that I want to check it out even if this isn't my usual genre. It's out on the 31st if it sounds interesting to you at all. Well, you know, I always wanted to learn Japanese, but I didn't know this would be how I went about it. Then again, video games are a huge part of my life on a daily basis, so I guess it's not all that surprising. So to Speak is an extremely offbeat indie game that will have you learning Japanese. I think I'm learning Japanese. I really think so. Okay, I probably shouldn't even reference that song because I'm pretty sure it's not politically correct in these times, but also, wasn't it about whacking the old weed or something along those lines? Alright, let's just drop it. Anyways, this unusual title has you traversing various Japanese cities along with the outskirts, picking up on conversations, piecing together signs, and growing your vocabulary ever so slowly in an attempt to learn Japanese. Gosh, I could have used this skill back when I imported games all the time. This seems pretty fun though, a really neat idea for blending teaching and gameplay together. Pretty interesting week so far, and we're just getting started. Let's take a look at the adorable Nif Nif, another deck builder to add to your collection. The game is undeniably innocent looking and stars an adorable piglet who's on a mission to clean things up around the world and save his friends in the process. Who doesn't love a good animal-themed adventure, right? There's tons of cards and decks to build here, procedurally generated maps to explore, and of course, epic boss battles, which you either love or hate. Players will also collect seeds that can be planted for upgrades, partake in fun mini-games like cooking. Well, fun if you like cooking mini-games anyways. And you can also nab some adorable hats for your animal friends. There's 2 playable heroes here to shake things up, and all told, that this looks like a delightfully wholesome package for fans of the genre. The wickedly talented Nif Nif. Not sure why we needed that weird John Travolta reference, but okay, yeah, what's with all the animals this week? Not that I'm complaining, mind you. Koira is our next release, ready to deliver you all the warm and fuzzies inside. This adventure title features some really great-looking hand-drawn art and follows the journey of a small puppy companion. You'll traverse various terrains, solving a variety of puzzles, and also need to rely on your stealth skills to avoid deadly hunters. Keep the puppy safe. If anything happens to him, Alright, calm down, Joe. Work on those anger issues. The dog will be fine. The game's wholesome cuteness and presumably touching story make this one a must-try in my book. As an animal lover and someone who generally enjoys games published by Don't Nod, I am all ears. My ears are flopping everywhere. Nope. Let's Patiti, everyone! Ugh. This zany 2 to 4 player party game pits cats against one another in a battle royale setting. Gosh, it really is Animal Week in the indie gaming scene, isn't it? Featuring both online and local play, every match should feel unique from the last as you rely on quirky items to mess your opponents up while avoiding dangerous hazards such as muscle-bound rats that are walking around. Let's Patiti together later this week, or not, mainly because I don't know what that actually entails, and I may or may not be into it. Alright, insects now! What is going on here? We've got a game for you Tamagotchi lovers out there. This is Bugaboo Pocket, a cute little virtual pet title, but here your pets are bugs. That's right, worms, mosquitoes, tarantulas. I made at least a few of those up. You play as a research scientist and will decide the fate of your buggy friends. Play fun games with them, help them grow before releasing them back into the wild, but make sure you tuck them in and kiss them on the forehead before you go to bed. There's tons of buggy companions to gather, and while they won't be going with you on your keychain, I'm sure the game works just fine on Steam Deck. Now, if the Steam Deck runs out of battery, does our pet die? That's another question. No, you aren't hallucinating. There are more animals on this list, but you didn't step into a time warp either. Croc has returned at last after nearly 30 years. And while it's not an entirely new game, Argonaut Games has finally completed the legal process to get full ownership of all of their previous games, leading to this remaster. If you aren't familiar with Croc Legend of the Gobbos, it was a surprisingly successful 3D platformer released in 1997. Argonaut originally worked exclusively with Nintendo, and believe it or not, were the ones that initially helped Nintendo learn how to create 3D games. This goes back to the N64 era, long ago. Sadly, when they opted to work with other companies outside of Nintendo, the corporate juggernaut ditched them en route to beating them to the punch with Mario 64. It's a really wild story, and this version of Croc includes exclusive interviews all about it. But outside of that, the game has been completely remastered with HD visuals, new controls, which the game desperately needed, and a Crocopedia to dive into even more of the game's fascinating history. Retro lovers won't want to miss this release on the 2nd. This seems like maybe not the greatest time to release a game called Flight Catastrophe, but who am I to say? If you love high-pressure situations and flying, then Flight Catastrophe could potentially be the game for you. You'll need to make split-second decisions while commanding your crew, navigating dangerous skies, and hopefully saving a lot of lives in the process. There's a bit of management involved here too, but I hate flying as it is, so I don't think this one's going to be for me. If you like the idea of this for whatever reason, though, I am certainly not here to judge you. Mayday, mayday, this one takes flight on the 2nd. Yay, it's time for a point-and-click adventure game. Am I the only one out there that still loves these? I can't be. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoy point-and-clicks. Elroy and the Aliens is next, and it looks to be packed with plenty of humor, as you would expect. Taking place in 1993, the year of Star Fox and Papa John's going public, not sure why those two things are related, the story follows Elroy and Peggy on a quest to find their missing father. You'll traverse 2 unique planets full of 60 hand-drawn locations, talk to robots, explore alien tech, and of course solve nonsensical puzzles, just like the genre's known for. Hey, it's gotten better over the years, alright? With 10 hours of content, this should be a wonderful point-and-click to add to your indie gaming collection. You've heard of Thelma and Louise, but have you heard of Jin Jan, huh? This challenging puzzle release will push your coordination skills to the limit. You think controlling one character is tough? Ha! Try controlling 2 at once. Even worse, Jan is a total pain in the ass and does the goddamn opposite of everything you tell them to. With those intentionally wonky controls, you'll explore 45 tricky levels, dodging obstacles and trying to reach the center of the map. If you've been wanting to put your brain in a pretzel, consider picking up Jin and Jan. They go together like peanut butter and jelly. Wait, those things actually go well together. These two seem to not get along at all. We're going rogue now, baby. This is Rogue Loops, looping onto a PC near you on the 4th. Okay, that was pretty bad. This is what happens when I don't have a script in front of me. With each failure in this release, you'll grow stronger as you attempt to free yourself from an endless looping cycle. It's kind of like having a 9-to-5 job. I make these sound so much fun, don't I? Collect buffs, relics, and learn new skills as you craft synergies that will help you break free from this nightmare factory. And gosh, looping around seemed so much fun in Groundhog Day. Regardless, Rogue Loops does indeed look like a pretty good time. Find out if this release feels like deja vu or delivers the goods on the 4th. Next up is Nomad Idle, because why play video games when they can play themselves? This idle title has you battling through waves of enemies as you create new powerful builds on an epic quest to divide and conquer. Spread out those stat points wisely, level up, equip some radical passive skills, you know the drill, strategy fans. There's quite a few characters to pick from here, all with their own unique strengths and weaknesses. You can even perform summons, not quite like Final Fantasy though, where some big motherfucker shows up and you can't do shit but watch the destruction for the next 5 minutes, but you get the point. This blend of strategy and chaos should be a good time when it drops on the 4th. I ask you now to pick a card, any card. No, not that one! Just kidding. Or maybe not. Commander Quest is another roguelike deck builder that features some auto-battle strategy. Once again, the game's all about those synergies as you guide an army to victory, hopefully. There's lots of different races to choose from and plenty of ways to go about each run. Sometimes you'll even need to think about someone other than yourself, like when you need to protect villagers. The visuals, however, are a stark contrast to the way I've made this game sound. Though the combat is rather violent, it looks like players will have no shortage of unlockables to obtain either. Okay, let's get the hell out of here before this thing goes completely off the rails. Last but not least is Ekoh Beach. This game places you in a robot-ravaged seaside town where you must rely on your harvesting skills, gather resources, paint a house or two, and rebuild a once proud town. Slap me if you've heard this one before. Hey, not there. Oh, you jerk. Don't ever slap me there again. Watch your town grow and prosper and discover secrets. Who knows, maybe I'll be vacationing at this beach in short order. That's gonna do it for this week, Indie Warriors. We hope you found the next indie game of your dreams, and I hope you had at least some fun with me here too. Like the video, subscribe, and hit up the Patreon. Do all those things so that we can continue to bring a voice to the voiceless ones in gaming and kick the gaming echo chamber right in its hairy, low-hanging sack. Voice to the voiceless. For far too long, you, the gamer, have been denied honest gaming coverage. Indie developers and publishers have lost their voice, but no longer. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and head over to patreon.com/idreamofindiegames to join this epic campaign for indie visibility. The echo chamber trembles as our message grows louder. Voice to the voiceless.